Welcome to Simple Mind Space, the podcast dedicated to helping you achieve a life of balance, fulfillment, and financial independence. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that is frequently misunderstood and often misrepresented: financial freedom. Specifically, we'll be dissecting the concept of early retirement and challenging common misconceptions surrounding it. Before we begin, I want to extend a warm welcome to our new listeners. Here at Simple Mind Space, I share my insights and experiences on two key areas: personal finance management and life lessons learned through my own journey. Now, let's get started with today's topic. When I first started this podcast, financial freedom, early retirement, and financial independence weren't discussed as much as they are today. These topics seemed to reside on the fringes of mainstream conversation. I initially planned to focus on sharing my personal experiences and practical tips on personal finance management. I chose these two areas, life lessons and personal finance, because I believe they form the bedrock of a fulfilling life. Mastering these two areas can equip you to navigate other challenges and build a life of purpose and meaning. When I began recording the first episodes about financial freedom, I assumed that my insights would resonate with a small group of individuals. I hoped that my experiences would empower them to understand and adopt better financial practices. Maybe I thought I could even inspire a few to embark on their own financial independence journeys. The outcome, however, exceeded my expectations. To date, the episodes about financial freedom have garnered millions of views. I regularly receive messages from listeners who express their gratitude for the impact these episodes have had on their lives. They credit these episodes with transforming their perspectives on money and inspiring them to change their approach to personal finance. Alongside these positive responses, I've observed a growing interest in the topic of financial freedom in the media and society at large. Articles and discussions on the subject are becoming increasingly common, signaling a shift in awareness and interest. This is encouraging, as it suggests that people are recognizing the importance of taking control of their financial well-being. However, as the concept of financial freedom gains traction and evolves into a movement of sorts, I've noticed a surge in misleading narratives and potentially harmful misconceptions. Recently, on the community forum of our podcast website, I addressed a common misconception about financial freedom in response to a listener's question. I emphasized that we cannot give away something we don't possess, just as we cannot teach what we don't understand. This holds particularly true in the realm of financial freedom and early retirement. These pursuits are not quick fixes or shortcuts. Reaching financial freedom requires a long and challenging journey, demanding considerable effort, sacrifice, and a willingness to make significant adjustments to your lifestyle. Moreover, when dealing with finances, there's a great deal of responsibility involved. The advice we give can have a direct and profound impact on the lives of others. Therefore, it's crucial to ground our understanding in genuine experience and avoid misleading others with information gleaned solely from external sources. To illustrate my point, let's examine a common misconception about financial freedom and early retirement: the idea that achieving financial freedom equates to ceasing all work and spending your days in leisure. As I mentioned earlier, the path to financial freedom is long and demanding. It requires significant effort, discipline, and a willingness to make sacrifices. So, while it's tempting to imagine a life of perpetual vacation and leisure once financial freedom is attained, this perspective can set unrealistic expectations and ultimately lead to disappointment. I have close friends who achieved financial freedom and decided to embrace a life of leisure. Some opted for extensive travel, while others envisioned spending their days relaxing and enjoying the fruits of their labor. However, after a period of time, almost all of them experienced a common feeling of emptiness and a sense of lacking direction. They had accomplished their goal, but without a new purpose or goal to strive towards, they felt adrift. Eventually, they all returned to pursuing new goals and finding meaning in their lives. Some reignited passions that had been put on hold, while others discovered new interests and pursuits. These experiences taught me the importance of having a clear vision for life beyond financial freedom. While financial freedom grants you the freedom to retire early, it's not synonymous with a life devoid of purpose or work. In fact, striving for early retirement just to disengage from all work can lead to a profound sense of boredom and dissatisfaction. I personally still use the term early retirement, though I'm not particularly fond of it, primarily because it's a concise and readily understood phrase. It's easier to convey than using more lengthy and elaborate terms. I even use the term on our website and in my blog posts, but I consistently enclose it within quotation marks to emphasize that I don't wholeheartedly embrace its traditional meaning. Since retiring, my workload has actually increased significantly, perhaps 5 to 10 times more than before. My average workday now stretches from 8 or 9 a.m. to 1 or 2 a.m. every day. Admittedly, this intense work schedule isn't necessarily healthy or something to be proud of. Personally, I see it as a temporary phase, a stage of exploration and growth. In the near future, I intend to make adjustments and find a more balanced rhythm. My point is that achieving financial freedom hasn't translated to a life of complete leisure. Instead, it's given me the power to define my own terms, set my own rates, and dedicate my time to projects that resonate with me. I can now choose to work on projects without being driven solely by financial necessity. I can decline offers for projects that don't align with my values or interests, even if they come with a significant financial reward. This shift in perspective highlights the essence of financial freedom. It's not solely about accumulating wealth, but about gaining the ability to make choices aligned with your passions, values, and aspirations. Instead of viewing financial freedom as a means to escape work altogether, we should see it as a stepping stone towards a life designed on our terms, a life filled with activities that bring us joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose. We must learn to design our own lives rather than simply fitting into pre-existing molds. When I started planning my retirement, I used the Ikigai framework, a concept I've discussed in previous podcast episodes. Ikigai, a Japanese philosophy, emphasizes finding your reason for being through the intersection of 4 key elements: what you love, your passions and interests, what you're good at, your skills and talents, what the world needs, how you can contribute to something larger than yourself, what you can be paid for, how your skills and contributions can generate income. By applying the Ikigai framework, I was able to visualize a fulfilling life beyond retirement. It guided me to identify meaningful activities that I'm passionate about, utilize my strengths, and contribute to something larger than myself, all while generating income. While I discussed compensation within the Ikigai framework, I want to emphasize that financial freedom doesn't always necessitate working for free. In fact, the opposite can be true. Because of my current financial freedom, I have the autonomy to set my own rates and negotiate compensation that reflects the value I bring to projects. No one else can dictate my worth. Moreover, I'm not compelled to accept projects I find unappealing solely for financial gain. There are activities I choose to pursue without any expectation of financial reward, simply because I find them enjoyable and fulfilling. For instance, I shut off all ads on this YouTube channel except for the skippable pre-roll ads. I do this because I believe it enhances the viewer experience and avoids unnecessary interruptions. The YouTube algorithm prioritizes videos with higher engagement, so your likes and shares help boost the visibility of this podcast and ensure its reach extends to new viewers. If you're enjoying this episode, please consider hitting the like button. In essence, financial freedom grants us a powerful ability, the ability to make choices. It's not solely about wealth, but about the liberation it provides to pursue a life that aligns with our deepest passions, values, and aspirations. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Simple Mind Space. I hope you found the insights and ideas we discussed useful. If you have any questions or want to hear more about this topic, please feel free to leave your comments below. I'll be addressing selected questions in a future AMA episode. Thanks again for listening, and I encourage you to share this episode with friends and family who might benefit from these discussions. Have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to connecting with you again next time.